This morning I want to talk about death. So, there's only two guarantees in life, right? Death and taxes. I can't help you with one. So, we'll talk about death. So, why? Well, in 10 days, Lent starts. And we begin a new season, a season of fasting, prayer, and almsgiving. And I don't know about you, but whenever I talk to other priests, they always many tell me, that it's their favorite season, that they're so excited for Lent. And I don't feel that, honestly, because if we do Lent right, it should hurt a little. And I don't like to hurt. It's good for me. There are many things that are good for us that hurt, but I wouldn't say that, yes, I can't wait to do that. And that's okay. But I think it helps to look at Lent in the perspective of we're going to die one day. Like, it's going to happen. And death doesn't have to be a scary thing, right? But so often it is because there are so many unknowns. And I think why people get uneasy is because they're not living the way that they really, truly desire to be living. They're not living in a way that they're proud of, right? They're not sure when they come to their end what on earth awaits them on the throne of God at that judgment seat. And there's really only two possibilities, right? We could come before God and he could cast us aside and say, I have no idea who you are. Go away. Or he could welcome us as a friend and say, welcome, my good and faithful servant. Welcome, my friend. And really, we have an instinct as to which one of those will be based on how we're living today, because how we live today really determines the future. Because we can either, right here, right now, live heaven, live our relationship with God, live our faith, or we can live hell. And when we come to the judgment seat at the end of our life, there shouldn't be any surprises there. Because how we choose to live today, that's what matters. And you know, it's that invitation. Because all heaven is relationship with God. It's eternal bliss. It's what our hearts are made for. It's what we long for. It is the place with God where we will truly be satisfied, where every longing of our heart will be fulfilled. We'll see God. We'll see our friend face to face. And hell is just simply us turning our back. Like, whoever is in hell is simply those who have turned their back their whole life and they've abandoned God. It's really that simple. And so this season of Lent, in the church in all her wisdom, God has given us this season to prune, to honestly look at our lives and to say, all right, what needs removed? What needs cut? What needs to be changed? And it's uncomfortable, and that's okay. That's part of it. Making change is always uncomfortable, always. But just like grapes, or even a fruit tree, apple or peaches or pears, whatever kind of plant, in order for it to actually have good fruit that's even fit to eat, you have to prune it. You have to cut away growth that just isn't quite right. We have to trim that back, right? An overgrown hedge is an ugly sight to look at. And so we shouldn't be surprised that we have to do trimming ourselves. And it's not simply enough to look at and say, I'm just going to give up some chocolate, or I'm just going to give up some pop. Because in the end, when we die, we come before God, do you really think he's going to pat us on the back and say, oh, you gave up chocolate, and sometimes you came to Mass most days, and you, on occasion when you felt really guilty, gave to the poor reluctantly, You never talk to me. Welcome, my friend. No, that doesn't make any sense. But we don't have to do these grand, big gestures. The Lord simply invites us where we are right now to love, to spend time with him. A little bit each day goes a long way of making time, in this Lent especially, to just talk with him, to share with him what's going on in your life. Spending those 10 minutes maybe when you wake up, just to share with him what's going on, what gives you joy, what trials are you facing, how are you suffering, and telling him about that, because he actually wants to know. He wants to know what's on our hearts, because you see, he gives us his heart that's made present on this very altar. In the most holy Eucharist, the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ is made present to us and given to us. We receive it into our body, and we become more intimately united with Christ, dwelling in our very bodies. And how can we respond to that other than to give our whole hearts, to share with him what's going on, those concerns that we have that are very real? He wants to know. Or we could just shun him, and then we shouldn't be surprised if we shun him. That will be our future. Or if we make one small change, just a small change, and make time for him, if we look for how we can love our neighbor, there are very, very easy, small ways that we can love each other. Maybe it is whenever we come across a panhandler or someone poor, maybe giving them a gift card. Or maybe it's just saying hello and acknowledging their humanity, acknowledging Christ present in them. Or maybe it is actually volunteering somewhere, especially in Lent. It's such a good time to volunteer at a food pantry, the soup kitchen. Visiting those who maybe are elderly, who are trapped, who are very lonely, who can't get out. And just letting them experience for a little bit friendship, of fellowship that they so long for. Or maybe it's helping volunteer at the church. Whatever the needs are, these small things we can do truly do make all the difference. They turn our hearts from us focusing in on ourselves inwardly to outward, to how can we love God, and how can we love God who is very present in our neighbor. Because Christ identifies himself with you and I, with our neighbor, with your one neighbor who can't seem to end a conversation to save their life. Christ identifies himself with that person and with you. You are the same. To him, you are beloved. You are delightful in the Father's eyes. And so this Lent, that's the invitation. What can we do to take one step further up and further into our relationship with God? To love God, to love others. And if we do that, we'll have no fear of death, because we know we will go to see our friend and all of our friends that we've loved in this life.